The Four Horsemen enter the book of Revelation in chapter 6. We've just had what we call a heavenly throne room scene where John, the visionary, who receives the visions in the book of Revelation, has been taken up to heaven by an angel, and the heavenly mysteries have been revealed to him, and he's seen God and the Lamb, who is Christ in Revelation, on their thrones. At the end of this heavenly scene, the Lamb opens a seal, and it's the opening of that seal that sets the first horseman into action, bringing his judgment to the earth. And after him come the other three horsemen, who, as we've already referred to, symbolise war, famine, pestilence and death. And they each ride a different colour horse, which has been something which has inspired lots of artists. So the first horse is white, the second red, the third black, and the fourth, who death rides upon, is a sickly green. So it's actually quite surprising that a theme with such a huge reception history only takes up 7 verses of text in the book of Revelation. What happened in the 18th century was that the focus became almost solely on the fourth horseman, this figure of death, and he came to symbolise the other four. So we have images such as this one by Haynes-Mortimer, where we only see the skeletal figure of death on a white horse, and any kind of angelic or divine figures are completely absent from this scene. So we start to have this idea of the four horsemen being associated with a godless world, a chaotic world out of control, which is
very
absolutely
much the 21st century interpretation. But of course we do sometimes get the four, don't we, as with Muse?
Yes, we do. Yes, that is true. So we kind of go through this phase of the fourth horseman representing them all to maybe a renewed focus on all four in the 20th century.
We want to show how biblical interpretation itself is something which isn't set in stone, set in time, but is something which develops through the ages and through the way that these texts have been interpreted, not just by literary commentators, but also by artists of various sorts.
Yes, I think that's right, and that's very much what we've tried to bring out in the book, is that this is a vital way of doing theology, of paying proper attention to cultural interpretations of biblical texts, and treating those interpretations as living things, and things that can illuminate and shed new light on the ancient text.
And indeed articulate their meaning.
Yeah, so the ancient text is not an end in itself. It gives rise to these many diverse interpretations, which can then help us to better understand the text itself.